Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Mr. Stephen Has a Dabble. And what we're going to be doing today is something a little bit different. So what I'd like to do right now is get started by playing you the introduction music. Yeah, I'm still pleased with the intro music. I think it's pretty good. Hello, welcome back. Now, last week I made a video that was creating your new unique skin in Minecraft, and I did say that we would take it to a different level as well. I wanted to do it last week. We kind of ran out of time. I wanted to do it in a separate video last week, but actually there's an awful lot more to this than just pressing a few buttons and getting something to work in Minecraft. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be downloading our first mods for Minecraft, and we're going to be doing that. And if I switch over into what was game mode, this is now my desktop. We're going to be doing that by following some of this information. Now, if you are playing Minecraft at all, you want to use mods. A really great way of doing it is to use a mod manager, and in that instance, we have got Forge here. You go to files.minecraftforge.net and you'll get to this page, and it has a handy little button down there, you see, that says download latest, and you download the latest window installer. Double click on that, follow through the process, and you will have Forge installed on your Minecraft, which is really, really great. Now what you need excuse me, is some mods. And you find these all over the internet. The two that we're going to be using today, we're going to be using a mod, a resource pack, and a shader. Now, you need to have a separate mod for shaders, and if you want to look into shaders, there are plenty of tutorials on the internet that will take you through how to do that step by step. They're really, really good. They're much better than I could do it. Go and look those up. In fact, the same for mods. If I'm leaving you behind at all with some of this talk, just watch the video to the end so that you know what you're going to achieve, and then go and find some videos on how to actually put these mod things together, because it's actually fairly simple, but you'll want to take a bit of time to understand the process. Once you've got Forge installed, you will go away and find some mods. I found a mod here. It's called More Player Mods, and More Player Mods allows you to modify the character in game. What you can actually do is you can make your character look like any of the other characters, from a creeper to an enderman to what have you, that are actually present in the game already. And you can alter the model of your character to make him shorter or taller or fatter or thinner, or and that's what we're going to do today. To install this, you download the mod, which you can do here. There's a download link there. Okay. And anyway, yes, you don't install from anything on the internet. There's an alternative downloads as well. Download and play mods there. And there you go, that's better. Yes, so download whichever version of Minecraft you're using. It will be an easy enough thing to do. You just click on a button, and you'll be taken to usually you're taken to an AdFly link or something like that. But instead of just sitting here waiting for the page, because I've already done this. So anyway, yep, you download that, and then you've got to find a specific folder in your computer. And the way to do that is you pull up a file, and you type in here .minecraft, and it will go through and it will search for all of the files which have got .minecraft on, and one of them will pop up, and it will be a folder which is actually displays .minecraft. All the rest of them won't have the dot in front of it. So when that's found, you'll have a folder that you can open up, and it will look something like that. And you'll notice that there's a mods directory, and there is a shader packs directory, and there is a resource packs directory, and those are the three directories that we're going to be using today. So what you do is you take your mod And you can see here they're .jar files. So you take your .jar file and you drop it in the mods directory there, and then when you load up Minecraft, Forge looks in there and goes, oh look, these are the mods they want to load in, and it will let you load the mods in. Not only do we have more player models being loaded into my version of Minecraft, we also have shaders mod, and shaders mod is it lets you add shaders into the game. Now shaders take the light that is being generated by different objects and it makes it look a lot nicer. At least that's the idea behind it as well. And we're also going to use a resource pack. So what I've done is I've gone on to this place here, sawtex.net, and they have a resource pack. And resource pack is kind of like reskinning the game so that the textures of all the different elements are slightly different. And I've downloaded Fanva and Invictus, and Invictus also has a shader download as well. So we're going to be using the shaders from Invictus with the texture pack from Fanva. It should look pretty good, and actually these versions shouldn't be too processor intensive, so they will run on my Mega machine as well. If you haven't got a really high-end PC, you might want to just ignore textures altogether because they really do put a strain on the graphics cards. There are people who have got more than one graphics card installed on their computer, and they will be able to run everything without any problem at all. But if you're not one of those people, if you've got a slightly older machine, you might want to sort of give this bit a miss, because it will just completely stop your game from working. Anyway, once we are in Minecraft, and here we are in Minecraft, you'll notice that here I am, and because last week I changed the way that my character looks, my character actually looks like that. He's got all the red shirt and the trousers and stuff, and he's got the hat on, and you can press F5 if you didn't know to switch your character's views around. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, one of the things that we've installed on here is called the mod pack, the model package that I was talking about before. And to access that, you can press F12. Now, this gives you. I have no idea what's happened to the head of that guy there, but never mind. This gives you, amongst other things, the ability to add things like horns, or antlers, or things like that, to add in different ears. So you might want rabbit ears or just normal ears. Those aren't normal ears. Nobody has ears like that. Okay. Okay, take the ears off. Or hair, because you can have a. You can't really see the hair on this because I've got a hat on. The other thing this does, which you're not really seeing properly at the moment, is that it fills in all of the gaps between the hat layers. You remember last week we made the brim of the hat is a hat layer, and the little bit that sticks out on top, that's a hat layer too. So with this installed, it sort of fills in the gaps between those things so they look more solid. If you didn't have that, it would look kind of weird. Anyway, that's all fun. You can actually change yourself to a different Minecraft creature as well, if you wanted. And you literally can go and wander around as these different things. But we're going to stick to player. And in our config thing, we're going to scale, body, because I'm quite fat. We're going to make him quite fat. I think that's all right. I think I'm allowed to do it. Because whoa! I added hair. How do I get rid of the hair? That's better. Right. So yeah, that's all I'm going to do here. That's the only reason that I've installed this mod, is just to make it just a little bit more like me. And then now we can go out and what I'll do is I'll open this game now in LAN mode. And the reason I'm doing that is. Yeah, I do. Oh, okay, right. Let's try all of that again. We'll open it in LAN mode with cheats on. Change the game mode. And the reason that we're going to do this is because we are going to look at these texture packs now. And where I wanted to start was with the heads that we created beforehand. So you can see here that we've got our stone heads that have got snow on the top. Now, what we'll do now is we're going to change the texture pack, and we do that by going into options here. So you just press the escape key and go to options, and you've got resource packs there and you've got shaders there, and these are the two things that we're going to be working on today. So resource packs, to start off with, Fanver is the one that I wanted to try out. I've had a look at Invictus. It looks pretty nice, but I wanted to try this out as well. So click on done. And this takes a little bit of a while to load up for the first time that you do it, because it's actually changing the whole interface as well. And if I click on done here and go back into the game, you'll notice that all of my tools have been changed as well. They've all got different models, and all of the blocks, they all look slightly different. I think they all look pretty nice, actually. It looks like there's a little bit of depth to them as well. Which is pretty good. I like this glowing effect that's on for the fire. And one of the things that I absolutely adore about this, the glass is see-through, so there's no more lines all over the glass. So yeah, there's some really nice stuff here. You see there's a difference here between stone and cobblestone. If you look at some of the grass, okay, it's not the most detailed of textures, but it's quite nice. These are resources here. Again, quite nice. If you look at me, I don't look any different. I look exactly the same as we'd set me up to look like before. So happy with that. But we can go and find a sheep, you see. And all the sheep are slightly different as well. All the animals are slightly different. This is what water looks like now. It's much clearer. This is what the animals look like as well. Again, much clearer. It's a really nice, clean texture pack, and I'm going to keep using this, I think. And if we travel over to our Stonehenge over here, again, you'll see, you know, it's kind of nice. And we can change the time to see what this would look like at night. And again, I think that looks pretty good, actually. Pretty good indeed. Now, one of the other things that we're going to want to look at this point is the shader packs. You notice it's put a proper moon in now as well, because the shader packs can be a lot of fun. But you don't want to have something that's taking up too much processing power. So what I found was that the Invictus 2 shaders actually worked quite well. And all I've done there is just click on that. And if I click on done now, go back into the game, you kind of see the difference between the two. And all it's done is just made things a little nicer, made the shadows a little nicer. That's it. It's just a nice way of doing it. Now, this isn't the only... Oh, I dropped the sword earlier, obviously. This isn't the only shader pack that I've got. I've got a couple of others, and they all do some quite nice things. But, and this is the problem, when you use some of the shader packs, they are so big, heavy, complicated that it will slow your computer down completely. Now, I've had some good experiences with a couple of these shaders, so I'll show you the basic shaders with depth of field. Those are pretty good. So this is another shader pack. And you'll see that the textures haven't changed a lot, but actually what's changing is the way that it's rendered and the way the light works. And I think, you know, these are quite good as well. And you can see what's happening here is you've got this depth of field. So if I change the focus over there, it has everything in the foreground is blurred. And if I change the focus to the foreground, everything in the background's blurred. And it's quite nice, and it kind of simulates the way that we work ourselves, and it's nice and fast. And that's the other thing. some of the texture packs that you can use, they're actually really, really slow. And I quite like this one, but it does somewhat annoy me that you might get to a situation where you're looking over something and the background is blurred, but not in a way that you'd expect it to be blurred. There's some odd blurring going on. That's all I'm saying. The moon's quite nice. The sun's quite nice when you see that as well. But this particular one, I'm not sure is for me. We'll take another look. You see that's the problem. We'll take another look at some texture packs. Not texture packs, sorry. Now I can't run an awful lot of these because they are just too big and powerful, but there's Zeus light ones I can. And we just want to have a quick look at those as well. I've done it again. I've thrown a shovel away. That's no way to treat a thingy. And you see how the light is changed by using these packs. Also, it changes the draw distance as well, which is kind of annoying. But, I mean, it's a really nice look. It's a really nice light. I like the way that the torches burn blue, but the light is yellow. Nobody's thought that through, have they? It's just, yeah, it is nice. It is a nice thing. At night, this is probably the best pack that you can use. So let's change back to today so you can see what it looks like in the daytime. And again, really nice kind of glowing colours on here. You can see the shadows better here now. This is what the shadows look like. And oh yeah, was that an ender man, or did that just disappear? No. But you get this draw distance problem because you've added the textures in. So you need to either do something about it or change the shaders. I'm relatively happy with using this pack. They're really, really nice shaders. I would like it if I could show you some other stuff that they do, but that can be difficult. If you get down to here, the other thing that they do look is this. Oh, this is the rain effect. Rain effect's a bit nicer, and actually the trees move as well. That's one of the things you can do with shaders, is make the trees move. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do with shaders, and some of the shader packs that you can get actually make things look stunningly amazing. You can also, if I go back to options and shaders, you can also change, some of these settings so that you get a sort of better depth of fields and things like that. You can add on in cloud shadows, which I've turned off because, quite frankly, they just don't look very good. I mean, they look fine. There's too much of them for me to use, which is unfortunate, but there you go. So let's take a look at that. You see, that's getting to a point where it's better, but at the same time, look at how much it's slowed down. It's slowed down so much, and it's still got these massive bits of world missing, and that's all, because it takes longer to load stuff in. So I think these shaders have been the best so far, personally speaking. So I'm gonna go with those. Back to the game, and let those load in. So that's the shaders. That's what I wanted to show you with shaders. And again, look, it's a nicer lake. and these shaders were set up to use with Invictus, so they kind of fit, you know. And I do like the glow that you get from this on here. It's not perfect, but then what is, eh? Again, we'll do the time set to night, and you can still see, look, it still looks good. There's still nothing wrong with this texture pack at all. It's a really nice texture pack. Sorry, not texture pack, shader pack. I would advise you go and try some different shaders out. I mean, there's so many different things out there. Again, as I said, if your machine doesn't like running these things, then don't run them. Because, you know, what I've just done here has crashed Minecraft for me. So that's not a good thing to do always. And with that in mind, that is the show tonight. That's the very, very basics of modding Minecraft. I hope you give it a go. I hope you enjoy the mods that you can get out. There's so many different Minecraft mods out there. There's so many different maps and things that you can do in various different servers as well, and we'll come to those at some point too. Next week, we are going to be building again, but I'm not going to tell you what until we get there. It's a little bit of a secret. Something that I'm a little bit excited about, actually, because we're moving on in our historical monuments build, and we're going to be doing something new, so yeah, that'll be fun. Anyway, until then, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for giving me your time, and I will see you next week. Goodbye. Oh yes, yeah, before you go, don't forget that Wednesday we start a very, very special show. It's called the Stephen and Joe Gaming Show. And it's myself and Joe, who is the magical one on Twitter and on YouTube. We have got together to play a game. We're playing a game called Hammer Watch. It's a lot of fun to play. Come and listen to us ramble about absolute nonsense for half an hour or so. That starts this Wednesday, probably about 5 o'clock. Do tune in then. In the meantime, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you later.